Hi, I'm Renee.
And I'm Anthony.
Welcome to our Blue Soul Wisdom series. Today we're going to talk about something that we did speak about before, very, very early in the days of COVID and the coronavirus. And we talked about what it means, right, from a greater perspective of consciousness, global consciousness, or even universal consciousness. And then we also have talked about it from the perspective of health, both our physical and mental health. So today we thought we would talk about it again, but from a slightly different angle as more and more businesses open up. We're moving into summer and, well, things are changing. So let's bring forth our guides and have a chat about it.
Yeah.
As Anthony begins to connect, he slows everything down. He slows his breath down. In this place, it makes it easier for our guides to connect and speak through us. They speak through both of our auric fields, as you know, if you've listened to our videos before. So right now they are making a connection to his auric field. He changes and shifts into a different dimensional reality and brings them forth to speak.
Always an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Gaia. Thank you for receiving us.
So, given that we've had time to reflect as a collective consciousness, how can we show up differently now?
Well, if you had time to go inside and to reflect on who you are as a human being and as a species altogether, we hope that there were many that did this, and there were actually. You start to understand how connective you really are and the fragility of what these perceptions of these energetic bodies are really like. You see, you're here now, you're gone into the ethers tomorrow. You should understand how important life is, and that you have the ability to change everything through your own consciousness, if you choose. But there are still many that just want to get back to things as normal. Let's go back to the bars. Let's go back to the discotheques. Let's go back to dancing. Let's go back to eating and gorging ourselves. Let's go back to things the way they used to be, because I feel comfortable that way and I don't want to go inside anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to go inside. I don't like it because it's hard.
It's uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. But we always say become comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's where the lessons really come. You see, there are going to still be many people that will just go back to life as normal because it's comfortable for them.
Without really being present, right? And I think one of the things that COVID has done for many of us is it's allowed us to be more present with and respect the preciousness of not just life, but all moments that we have, right? With nature, with animals, with our children and our loved ones.
Maybe you will hug deeper.
Yeah.
Maybe you will hug the trees more often. Maybe you will look into each other's eyes more intently now. Maybe you will connect to each other more frequently. You see, these are the little things that make you more present as a result of this global awakening. You thought we were going to say tragedy, but this is not a tragedy.
Well, I thought you were going to say pandemic.
It's a pandemic of enlightenment. That's really what it is. The whole world expanded. It really did, you know.
And more people went deep and within than simply ignored it. Some people did get darker, more depressed. Some people lost family members. But even those who lost, I think, learned some deeper lesson also about the value of life and the value of love and interconnectedness.
What are we going to do with those that are against the grain all the time? They don't want to concede. They don't want to be with everybody else. The vaccines really are not here to harm you. They've always been around.
Yes, but these are new, so a lot of people fear because it's a new
They
technology.
fear what is new, don't they?
They fear, well, it's natural. It's natural. I mean, we went through our own process with it. So, I think it's natural for humans to,
fear what they don't know.
well, and question it.
Yes, or kill it. You're actually better at just killing it. It's only been very recent that you decided not to kill that which you fear and to learn from it.
I see.
So your science is coming, again, faster and faster and faster. Your spirituality is doing the same. They're trying to keep up with each other, and it's happening. Those that decide not to get the vaccine, that's okay too. What's going to happen to them? Well, there will be what you call herd immunity, an immunity that most of the people are going to be vaccinated anyway. Those that are not vaccinated, we will tell you this. They will eventually get COVID.
Some aspect of it.
Yes. There will be variations of this viral infection. It's going to affect them. What we're telling you is this. Most of the people that do get COVID, they do not die.
Correct.
You only see the worst happening. The bodies being burned, those that can't breathe.
Yeah.
But the majority of your species do not die from COVID. So there will be a herd immunity of sorts. You will need boosters in time. And it will just be another viral.
For those who choose to continue to take the vaccine.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can continue, but you will build your own immunities to it eventually.
Yeah.
It will be just another fall virus.
So how can we kind of come together really as, with a different attitude and a different way of looking at COVID as we are now transitioning into a so-called new normal?
Those that decided to close their doors, we shouldn't say decide, those that went out of business, we understand how difficult it was for them. And there were many.
Yes.
There were so many that lost their jobs as a result of
Their
this.
jobs and
too.
their businesses.
And their businesses as well.
Yeah.
Seems very unfair, doesn't it? Well, there were those that were wanted to close their business anyway. But there were many that didn't want to close their business, but they were forced to do so. So, what are you going to do now? You're going to get back on that horse. You're going to create that business again, and you're going to give again to others like you did before. You will make that food. You will prepare it. You will create the art within the food, within the wine. You will do the same things you did before, but even better.
People can reinvent themselves with the right care and nurturing and community and support.
Exactly. Community is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Bring your communities together and you'll see how well you can function together as one.
Yeah.
What happened exactly when your Earth decided to shut down? Well, the planes weren't flying anymore. The coal burners weren't going anymore.
The environment improved.
It was an exponential growth in your planet when you just simply stopped.
Yeah.
You see, your governments didn't forget that. They took that into account, and they're doing that now. You as individuals need to take that into account. What happened to you when you just had to stop? You had to grow, didn't you?
Internally, we did.
Yes. And that's what's happening around your entire planet. You must not think about your science as always trying to hurt you. It's not. Your science has always been here. The vaccines that you're taking now are nothing more than the new concoctions and potions that your shamans had produced hundreds and hundreds of years
Well,
ago.
that said, I will speak to, there are certainly pharmaceutical
Yes, we
companies and there's
understand
over-vaccinated policies and children that are getting over-vaccinated.
That is true.
And don't get me started on this runway, because I will go off on a runway here. So as we often, really believe in more of a holistic and integrative approach, but we hear you. You're essentially saying, even though, yes, we prefer, right, the holistic integrative approach, and we don't like what is happening with big pharma and with over vaccination, especially of children. However, what you're saying on the other side is that there are some benefits to vaccines and there are benefits to science, and not to close our doors on science
We
completely.
did not tell you to have big pharma. You did.
I understand.
You created it. You went to the opposite side.
We did. Yep. As a society, we went too far.
You did go too far with your vaccines.
Yep.
Maybe you'll learn to
Balance.
slow down.
Right. We really need a balance.
Yes. There must always be a balance.
Yep.
You must find the golden mean.
Yeah.
You can't go too far with one thing.
Yep.
It's not good for your energetic bodies. You should always be aware of what you put into your energetic body, whether it is a pill, aspirin, any type of medication. You should understand what's going in your body and how it's going to affect you. But that's not the only thing you put in your body. Make sure you know when you eat what you're eating, because what you're eating has come from the ground. Are there pesticides all over it? How is your food being prepared? Vaccines are not the only thing that can get you sick.
Plastic.
There are many things that you put into your bodies that get you ill.
Processed food.
You have to be the masters of what you put into your temple.
Soda. Saccharin. Sucralose. Fructose
Yes.
corn syrup. And we'll do an episode on that in the future as well.
You're
But
very good at saying all of the nasty things, aren't you?
yeah, we're huge believers in making sure you understand that what you do put in your body is as close to the earth as possible and as natural as possible.
Yes. Organic, as you say.
Yeah.
And with that, now we are leaving.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you for having us. It's always an honor and privilege to be here and to speak with everybody as well.
Oh, it's an honor to be in your presence also, guys.
We are your mirror image, aren't we?
That we are the particles, we are the atoms, we are the molecules, but so we are all the individual aspects of those, and yet we are the whole, right? So we mirror everything and everything mirrors back. So we create our own realities in each and every moment. So when you show up back into the world again, show up with grace and gratitude and love and interconnectedness. Unity consciousness. Are you back?
Yes, more or less. So yeah, I really believe that we still have to bring science and spirituality together, but we have to do it in a way that is,
Conscious and smart.
conscious. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in a future episode.
Bye-bye for now.